You're still watching Business Live. Now, Chief Executive of bulk distribution company Our Energy Group, Abigail Halley, is pressing on the Ministry of Energy to initiate a tax incentive scheme for private sector investors who express interest in partnering government to establish a petroleum hub in the western region. She is optimistic the move will attract more firms in the industry to support the largest oil and gas project. She spoke to Joy Business after a panel discussion on the Petroleum Hub project at the Ghana Energy Summit. Here's Ebenezer Satte's report.
The Petroleum Hub project is expected to be a game changer for Ghana's oil and gas development. It's been a subject for discussion at this year's Energy Summit as stakeholders deliberate on the opportunities of such a project and how to make it successful. The project will be a public-private partnership and is estimated to generate about 750,000 jobs for indigenous firms and international corporations in the country. To make this successful, Chief Executive of AI Energy Group, an industry player, Abigail Halley, is calling on government to make available tax incentives for private firms that will partner government in the project.
If you look at what happened in the free zones project, companies operating in the free zones were tax exempted from import duties as well as corporate tax. So if these can all be introduced with regards to this Petroleum Hub vision, I think it will go a long way to help the private sector.
Can we get the benefits that will cover the cost that will incur as a result of this tax?
Private sector entrepreneurs could then channel these monies back into the business as equity. They could also take advantage of the minimization of the initial cost of funding and probably not go for a whole lot of funds from the banks, thereby reducing interest charges and all of that. And all of this could accrue to be equity in the company.
On his part, Managing Director of the Tema Oil Refinery, Isaac Osei, suggests though the project is a laudable idea, it must be examined critically before execution.
I think that this whole thing should be phased out. We shouldn't rush it. We should take it one step at a time, depending on the demand for the products that the hub will generate, and also for the services that will come with it. So really, it is something that all of us, including ladies and gentlemen of the press who are here, to ensure that we phase this thing out properly so that the country will benefit.
The two-day event is under the theme Harnessing Opportunities in Ghana's Energy Sector, Making Local Participation a Practical Reality. Ebenezer Sabute's reports for Joy Business.
While still at the Ghana Energy Summit, Deputy Minister of Energy, William Oreku-Edo, is pushing for stronger collaboration between local companies operating in the oil and gas sector. According to him, one of the major challenges of engaging local partners in the industry is the inability of firms to raise adequate capital for execution of projects in the country's oil fields. The Deputy Minister spoke to Joy Business on the sidelines of the Ghana Energy Summit in Accra.
And I put in something in the region of $6 billion in the development of the OTCP field, of which 1.76 billion contracts were offered to Ghanaians. Fortunately, gradually we are coming up, and we need to see more Ghanaians coming together to form formidable companies instead of the small companies and just taking advantage of the low-hanging fruits. We need to really take advantage of the technologically advanced contracts that are available for the taking. And being Ghanaian, we're always at an advantage. So it's something that Ghanaians, we really need to come together as groups to form formidable companies to challenge these international companies for the available contracts.
Issues about capital here, as you are saying, 1.6 billion.
That is why I'm saying that we need to come together. Everybody wants to be his own boss in a small company. I'm a CEO of a small company. Instead of coming together, becoming a director, and then forming strong, highly capitalized company to take advantage of the situation that's prevailing.
Well, away from energy matters, as part of efforts to remain relevant in Ghana's already saturated life insurance industry, Enterprise Life Company has unveiled a new product aimed at modifying life insurance. The product, known as the Funeral Finance Plan Unlimited, is expected to deepen insurance penetration. There's more in this report. The unveiling of the new product comes in the wake of various concerns over claims payments. CEO of Enterprise Group, Kelly Gajeko, says the product seeks to address that issue.
The product which we are about to outdoor today was designed, priced, and packaged in response to feedback gathered from our clients and the general public. We introduced the original product, the funeral finance plan, almost 20 years ago as an industry first.
Commissioner of the National Insurance Commission, NIC, Justice Ofori, who spoke at the event, linked low insurance penetration rates to unattractive packages. He urged players in the life insurance industry to do more to attract prospective clients.
We believe that more attention should be paid to inclusive insurance to serve the needs of the largely uninsured population through products that meet the demand and risk exposures of the informal sector. Currently, internet and mobile phone penetration are the fastest innovation enablers, and these can also be distributed through other distribution channels for technology-led insurers that would like to embrace the future of insurance now.
Meanwhile, MD of Enterprise Life Assurance Company Limited, Jacqueline Benny, has been detailing to Joy Business the timeliness of the funeral finance plan unlimited.
You know, traditionally insurers are known to have a lot of limitations and restrictions. We can insure this, we can't insure this. So it's been pain points for customers. So what we did was to take feedback from them and then respond to the feedback. So it's very timely because then it helps us meet customers at the point of their need.
Executive Director of CBH Savings and Loans, Martin Asamoah, is urging the Bank of Ghana to adopt a different approach to sanitize the savings and loan sector. The Finance Minister has said in an interview with Joy Business the expected pruning of the sector could happen before September this year. However, Mr. Asamoah says the central bank failed to communicate effectively on issues of the commercial banking sector prior to its cleanup. He criticized the absence of adequate liquidity in the system for savings and loans companies to flourish. Mr. Asamoah also highlighted corporate governance issues.
We are not getting liquidity to work with. Why? Our funds have also been locked up with other institutions. I just heard recently that CBG says that they've paid 2 billion to this. But let's ask them, how much money do they say they need to do this exercise? If you did 12 billion, if that is what they are saying, and you say you have paid 2 billion, the mathematics, it means that they haven't done anything yet. So the crisis still exists. My personal view is that BOG, this time, the approach, the first one that they used for the universal banks, if same is going to be done for the savings and loans, I'm very sorry. Issues are going to be worse done. Why? We have a lot of the retailers. We manage a lot. You know, the universal banks, the customer base will be, even though in value is high, but not a lot, but we have a lot of people. So they're going to use the same approach. Then I'm very sorry. And then also this time, Bank of Ghana should come out with proper communication. That sort of speculative, that always, they try to let the people to speculate. It's not helping us. And there should be liquidity in the system. There's no money. I don't know whether, it's not my sector alone. It's not the financial sector. There's no money. Everybody's crying. I tell you, ask also to where is the money that, my belief is that people have converted their funds from CD into hard currency. A friend was telling me sometime that, look, that last time you visited Kingdom, they are buying save. People are buying more than everything. It shouldn't happen that way. But money should circulate to create employment, to create more wealth. But if it's not circulating, if you put in 10 million, you should be able to circulate to create about another 3 or 4 times. It's not happening. I agree with the corporate governance issue. That needs to be looked at. That is a key because, you know, we are managing clients' funds. It should be well managed. So for me, that one, perfectly agreed. And also when we are doing it, you see, when we set a good example, I know over a year or two, some few banks we take that. We don't know where the cases are now. No, Ghana also, when cases go to court, it takes years.
Well, we've been talking about the cleanup in the savings and loans sector. Let's turn to the rural banking community. Managing Director of ARB Apex Bank, Kojo Mata, is imploring the Bank of Ghana not to close down any of the rural and community banks in the country, considering the fact that they play a major role in driving financial inclusion. According to him, the Apex Bank, which is the supervisory institution for these banks, is working very hard to ensure all regulatory measures put in place by the central bank are complied with. In an interview with Joy Business, MD of the Apex Bank, Kojo Mata, said the rural and community banking sector is robust and any close down could cut off some citizens in the financial system.
I wish the central bank moves in quickly so that we all know what the position is. Why? Because it will put all sorts of rumors to bed that if two banks or the licenses of one bank is revoked, we will all have known that because that bank has not been in operation for, say, a year or two or whatever, that is why the license has been revoked. So it will put to bed all sorts of spurious and malicious messages being thrown around. So I don't get worried that the central bank will come and close down rural banks. I told you earlier that the rural banks serve a very, very important sector of the economy, and for that matter, the country.
And well, if you've been monitoring the news, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has predicted that checks will soon be obsolete for payment of goods and services as a result of the rapid evolution in Ghana's payment systems in the context of the digitalization agenda. Now, speaking at a closing ceremony of the 2019 Diaspora Summit last Saturday, the Vice President emphasized that with the introduction of mobile money interoperability, the use of checks is now declining. Well, Joy Business's Philip Namfuri brings us another edition of Break It Down, where he asks what are the preferred methods of payments for people and if indeed the electronic wave is catching on.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Breaking It Down on the Joy Business Desk. My name is Philip Namfuri. Now, the Vice President says the use of checks in the country is on the downtrend or the downward trend, and very soon government will start using a lot of electronic payments in its transactions. Now we ask ourselves, when you are buying goods, when you are receiving money, how do you want it? Cash, check? How do you want your money received? How do you pay for your goods and services? Well, right behind me, you see people transacting mobile money. I have a friend on the street, his name is Byron. He's going to tell me how exactly he pays for goods and services and how he likes his money received. So, Byron, when you are buying a good or a service, there are different means of payment. You have your cash, you have check, mobile money, you have transfer from your bank account directly, mobile apps or from the banks. How would you pay for your goods and services?
I'll pay with e-transaction. Mobile money is preferred.
Why?
Well, because it's convenient. If the money is on my card, I just transfer to the person. And if he has to transfer to me, also through mobile money is better because you know there is nothing like the check will bounce or anything like that.
So you feel like mobile money is indeed changing the way we transact business in the country?
Yeah, I think so.
So that's Byron. You want to say something again?
No, I'm okay. That's it.
So that's Byron. He says he prefers mobile money to a bounce check. And you know, there are a lot of times that checks bounce. He prefers mobile money to it. But let's speak to Fred on the business desk and ask him what exactly he wants when he's paying for goods and services. Fred?
Yeah, Philip.
So quick one. Byron says he wants to pay for his goods or receive money through mobile money. And we know that, yes, Bank of Ghana data has shown that indeed mobile money is changing the way things are. What about you? When you are paying, when you are receiving, what do you want to do?
the fact remains that I can't even remember the very last time I used a check booklet. Why? Because the e-platforms now have made business transaction very easy. You are able to move a step and you meet a mobile money person for which you can transact business so easily. So you rather that the e-commerce or the e-form of payment and receiving cash is now becoming much easier compared to now you have to go to the branch for which you have to go and cash a check. For instance, if in this enclave, the bank you deal with is not having a branch here, you can just imagine you have to travel a distance. But the mobile money and the other e-platforms where even banks have now connected their account, they connect your account to your mobile money, it's much easier. You withdraw money from your account without going into the banking hall. So I feel the e-platform is rather becoming more convenient than the check.
So Fred is right. Electronic platforms are really gaining grounds in Ghana. Government is stepping in the right direction by using electronic payments as a means for government business. But it's up to you and I to ensure that we join this train and make what we call a cashless society. Reduce the use of cash with all these problems, carrying bulky amounts of money. Imagine you are stuffed with your pockets with 50 Ghana cedi notes. Electronic payments make it simple. I just take my phone, if I want to send you money, go on it, and bam, you have your money. So let's try and use more electronic payments as we see our government trying to push it. And indeed, data has shown that indeed electronic payments are gaining grounds. What do you think? Thank you for this edition of Joy Business, Breaking It Down. My name is Philip Nanfuri.
Of course, Philip Nanfuri breaking it down for you. Let's turn to the aviation sector. Some news coming in from there. The UK has pledged support for the Ministry of Aviation towards the expansion and redevelopment of the Tamale Airport. Now, there have been calls by the Ministry of Aviation for more investors to help transform the Tamale Airport into a cargo village. Now, speaking to Joy Business after a courtesy call on the Minister for Aviation, the UK High Commissioner to Ghana, Ian Walker, said despite being involved in ongoing works at the Kumasi Airport, they still hope to extend some funding to the Tamale Airport as well.
According to the British High Commissioner to Ghana, his office is committed to supporting Ghana develop its aviation industry. These include the areas of technical support, capacity building, as well as investments into the expansion of the Kumasi and Tamale airports.
The extension in Kumasi airport, the airport extension, so a new terminal building and the airport extension are being funded through UK Export Finance. And we're doing that because A, we think there is a need, as the Minister does, to extend airport capacity in Kumasi, but also the opportunities that the airport then offers in terms of enabling goods to get to market quicker, including broader economic development. We believe in that and we support that, and we're very keen to enable the government's ambitions on that. Similarly, in Tamale, we are looking to work with the government to extend the provision of the airport in Tamale for very similar reasons, where there are big agricultural products up there that need to get to market quicker, and where we can, help Ghana broaden and open up. And I think it's all part of the same story of increasing the pace of Ghana's economic development.
The British High Commissioner Ian Walker was speaking after a courtesy call on the Minister for Aviation. Kofi Ada is the sector minister.
They're happy about the trends that are taking place in Ghana. More passengers are coming. It's really growing to become the aviation hub that we envision, with the increase in passenger numbers and the service that we're providing. They're also pledging to support us to continue to build capacity and to make it a state-of-the-art operational area as far as aviation is concerned. For capacity building from the British side, the United Kingdom side, from the Qatari side as well, they are prepared to support us in whatever way that they have expertise in that they can help build for us. I think the engineering side, the air navigation service side, providing technical services to enhance the potential for jobs of our young men and women, these are all things that they are prepared to work with us on.
The Qatar ambassador later also paid a courtesy call on the Minister for Aviation, where he presented him a gift. For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklu.
Now, Casapreco Company Limited is to embark on an expansion project in the Ashanti region under the One District, One Factory program of government. The managing director of the company, Richard Ejay, who announced this at the launch of the 20th celebration of Alomo Bitters in Accra, said the company will also be looking forward to exploring markets elsewhere in Africa, aside from Nigeria, as well as China, to stimulate growth and generate jobs. The project in the Ashanti region under the One District, One Factory initiative, according to the Managing Director, Richard Ajay, will increase total production capacity to meet the growing needs of consumers. He also noted the move will open doors for more employment opportunities within the region. The indigenous company is currently poised to penetrate the global market with its products ranging from alcoholic to non-alcoholic drinks. He said this at the launch of the 20-year celebration of Alomo Bitters in Accra.
For Kumasi, we are building a new factory under the One District, One Factory umbrella in Kumasi, and for us to get closer to our consumers in Ashanti region and in the northern part of the country. And also for Kasapreko, we are not only interested in, should I say, building one big factory here in Accra. We hope that we'll continue to grow and build other factories, not only in Kumasi, but other regions of Ghana, to continue to create employment across the nation. I can say that right now we are growing in the southern part of Africa, and we're also looking at other countries outside Africa, like the US, China, Europe, and these are some of the strategies we are putting in place to not only make Alomo Bitters an African brand, but a global brand in the long term.
As part of the celebration, the company is rewarding its consumers with 2 million cedis worth of prizes.
We believe that this promo is more or less to thank our consumers over the past 20 years. We believe that the impact is going to be great. I think that none of the spirits companies have been able to achieve this. Only Alomo Bitters is doing this for the first time. And for us, as a thank you, we believe that our consumers are going to win a lot of prizes.
Founded in 1989, the company has expanded its range of products and is also producing carbonated soft drinks and bottled water. Alberta Bisius reports. And that ends Business Live tonight. Thanks for watching. More news on our website, joybusinessnews.com. We've got the day's latest stories, including that interview with the MD of ARB Apex Bank, the regulator for rural and community banks. Also, other videos, just so you can catch up on all the news bulletins that have aired here on JoyNews. We're back same time tomorrow with some more business news. Keep watching JoyNews.